Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us across the fence. I'm Fran Stoddard. As many of you know, health is one of the H's that make up 4-H. Due to health concerns over COVID-19, in-person 4-H activities have been canceled this year. Over 1,400 Vermont youth belong to 4-H clubs, and each year they showcase projects they've been working on at 4-H State Day. There's speeches, musical performances, and exhibits on everything from maple sugaring to archery. Cancellation turned to creation. Now it was up to 4-Hers to use their heads, hands, and hearts to get resourceful and inventive. Keith Silva spoke with Allison Smith, the 4-H Learning Experiences Coordinator, about the importance of 4-H State Day.
4-H State Day is a capstone experience for all of our 4-Hers. They typically would participate at a county or regional level in a competition where they can showcase their public speaking and communication skills and share about not only their project work, but also something that they might be passionate about. Typically, we have about 200 4-Hers and their families at the event. Finally, State Day also provides us with an opportunity to select presentations that go on to the Eastern States Exposition.
4-H State Day couldn't be held in person due to the pandemic. So what solutions did you come up with to hold this event?
We definitely didn't want to cancel this event as I mentioned, it is a capstone. So it's something that 4-H families really look forward to and work towards. And so we started to think about how we could bring this event online. We decided to try to do it virtually, and all of the submissions happened over using photographs and videos. And we realized that it could really be a way that 4-Hers could try out some new skills and still remain connected with their 4-H community. We, as the adults and the staff in 4-H, came up with the contest guidelines, retrofitted for here's how we're going to do it virtually. But then as we were going along, 4-Hers reached out to me with different ideas of, asking questions. Hey, can I use this technology to make a poster online? And that was really exciting to see the 4-Hers lead the way.
What did holding this event online, or virtually as you said, add to State Day that wouldn't have been possible before?
It gave 4-Hers the opportunity to really put a fresh spin on a lot of the exhibit categories. And what I mean by that is, in the past we've had illustrated talks where a 4-Her might speak up on a topic and have some posters or slides that help to illustrate their exhibit. With this year, we could have 4-Hers out in the field, and literally in the field. I think of one 4-Her who was explaining how they trained their beagle to track. You could not have a better illustration in terms of if you were using just photos and posters, the video of that 4-Her in that setting.
All right, let's get to the main event. This first video is near and dear to my heart because it involves editing and videography. Talk about Whitney Dunkley's submission.
This is a newer category. We added this last year, and 4-Hers have to clearly and concisely tell us why they love 4-H in less than 1 minute. So it's basically like making a pitch or almost a mini commercial.
For over a century, 4-H has been building youth as leaders within their communities and providing assets to the world. 4-H offers a place where you are accepted, valued, and heard. You can participate in hundreds of hands-on projects like science, agriculture, and citizenship, while learning life skills and having fun. As a member, you'll pledge your head, heart, hands, and health by serving your club, community, country, and world. I love 4-H because it allows me to be an advocate for agriculture. It creates lasting friendships, and it celebrates achievements. 4-H inspires youth to reach their potential. Join today and get the skills needed to lead in life. What are you waiting for? Learn more by visiting the UVM Extension website.
Next, we've got 3 different videos to share. One from Aubrey Malley, another from Kelsey Parody, and another from Greta Friesen. What stood out to the judges about these presentations?
So these submissions were in the public speech category. It takes a lot of self-confidence to go out there and boldly deliver a compelling speech. It's just the 4-Her, the audience, or the camera, and maybe some of their notes. So I definitely give props to these 3 4-Hers for taking on that challenge this year.
Sustainable agriculture is going to be the key to getting our world to its peak production while keeping farms green. Agriculture has an enormous environmental footprint. It is causing environmental changes, and we are being impacted by these changes. Our world is continually getting bigger. The current agriculture production rate is not going to be able to keep up with our ever-changing world's demand for food. Sustainable agriculture will help keep the cost of natural resources and foods at an affordable price.
One day, a girl went out to catch her horse from his paddock. "Storm," she called. She placed the halter over his head and led him out of the paddock. As she was latching the gate, her arm grazed the electric fence. Zing, pow, zap, poof. And just like that, she became Horse Girl. "Whoa," she mumbled as she checked out her new outfit. She was now wearing gray breeches, a shirt with a clover, and a matching cape.
Imagine working hard for a horse show. You come to find out the next day, your horse has hides all over the floor. This is what has happened to my sister many times. Hi, I am Kelsey Parody. I'm 11 years old and from Whispering Pines 4-H Club. Today I will cover symptoms, causes, testing, and treatments for equine allergies.
Now we come to a video submitted by Andy McReynolds. Talk about how this video might not have been as impactful if it had been presented at State Day as a tabletop exhibit.
By allowing him to have a video of his illustrated exhibit in the field, he's able to use his bow in real time at a safe site. So it was a way to really just, truly bring an illustrated talk to life.
And then you rest your finger on the trigger. If you put your finger on the trigger, and it's a very sensitive trigger, before your sights are lined up, it could set off the bow, causing you to miss or hit something that you do not want to hit. Make sure that's tight. Clipper in, draw back.
Talk about the video submitted by the Caspian Critters of Orleans County that got sweet marks from the judges.
They're showing us how to tap trees. And again, they're right in the sugar bush. They're showing us the equipment that they need to use, but also in these very unique times, you'll notice that each of the 4-Hers had to go out into the field, tape their piece, and then edit it together. It was just a really nice way also to see how clubs have been able to remain connected with one another during this time of social distancing.
We wanted to learn how to make syrup and the tools you needed to do it.
Some steps we took where we got a lot of the research and then we divided it up and then we had to practice a lot before we did it.
Some things that we learned were the actual names of the tools and that it takes multiple tries to make a video.
If I were to do this project again, I would talk about pipeline and bucket.
The demonstration projects are always fun to check out at State Day. This one comes from Lily Call. What does she have to show us?
So Lily provides us with a demo on how to make a handmade bowl koozie. And I love her tagline. It's hot hands, cold hands, I have a solution for you.
A bowl koozie is to hold your bowl and is to make your hands comfortable while holding hot soup or, my favorite, cold ice cream. To begin, you have to ask yourself 2 questions. What size bowl koozie do I want? Here we have a 10-inch for cereal, a 12-inch for soup or salad, and a 15-inch for a pie or a serving bowl.
Before we close out today's show with highlights of the stage performances from 4-H State Day 2020, talk about a couple of the submissions that you received in the photography category.
This year we had 27 entries in the photography category. This has historically been one of our most popular categories, and we received some great submissions this year as well. So 3 that were really fabulous that I would like to point out are Whitney Dunkley from the Solid Stripes and Spots 4-H Club with her photograph of Watchbird. And the second one is Brittany Zager of also Solid Stripes and Spots 4-H Club with a photo of who I assume is her pup, Lacey May. And the final photograph is from Sammy Blackmore of the Midnight Riders 4-H Club. And her photo is a great travel photography piece entitled A Day in Salerno.
Without further ado, let's get to the stage performances. I think this category really showcases how 4-Hers and their families, club leaders, and volunteers had to get creative to make sure the show would go on. Talk about what went into making these performances happen.
In some of these videos, you can just see where families had to transform a living room into a place that, you know, a member could do their dance, or create just a mini nook where they could do their performance. So I think it was a real team effort. And I'd like to start with Rosalind Allman. I remember Roz singing last year at our in-person event, and I was impressed to see how she transferred many of the same skills to the online format, and she's really able to share her passion for music with us.
Heaven. I close my eyes and I see in my mind skies of bluest blue. Sala, salu.
For more 4-H events taking place this summer, visit the Vermont 4-H homepage. There you'll find news, resources for parents, and a link to join 4-H. And that's our program for today. I'm Fran Stoddard. Stay well.